What's going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and here's our first video of 2018. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the Chicago Bulls and how they come from their very terrible franchise start and how they are in maybe contentions to make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. The Chicago Bulls came into the season with a franchise low 3 wins and 17 losses throughout 20 games, averaging being beat by 13.5 points per 100 possessions. So they weren't just getting beat, they were actually getting blown out almost on average throughout those losses as well. Now they've actually seemed to turn it around, and not only that, we've actually heard some players talk about the fact they think that the Bulls could be one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. How did they completely change it around, and how did they go from being one of the worst teams in the NBA to being one of the teams on the uprise, maybe in contentions for playoffs in the Eastern Conference? It was obviously no surprise with the offseason with trading away Jimmy Butler for Zach LaVine, who had torn his ACL in the previous season, knowing the fact that he was not going to be in there for this upcoming season, most likely for majority of it, and getting around players like Chris Dunn, who really had a very bad rookie year and just really wasn't seeming out too much now. And of course, for what would be their new rookie, which is actually looking to be pretty good for them right now. But one of the main reasons that they had started off so slowly, other than those reasons, was the suspension with the altercation with Nikola Mirotic and Bobby Portis, which is now famously known as the 1-2 punch, due to the altercation that had happened before. Once the return of Bobby Portis and Nikola Mirotic came to the lineup, there was obviously a dramatic change to the entire team. They actually started to score more. Chris Dunn's actually been improving this season compared to the previous seasons where he was obviously not doing as good. And not only that, he just wasn't really in a complete system over into what was really working with the Timberwolves. Now that he's in Chicago, it's obviously turning more around, and the team seeming to have more chemistry. But here's another thing. Are they really a top team in the East? Could they be that? I don't believe the fact they can be that this year, but I actually think the fact that in upcoming years, he obviously could be. Well, the reason why they can become such a great team in the upcoming season is Zach LaVine, who had been out the previous year, averaging over 20 points per game. With that young team with the Timberwolves, they had the youngest core that had 3 players averaging 20 plus points. And now the fact that one of them are now gone into Chicago is obviously still a younger player who will have to see if he can come back from the injury, of course. But not only that, I don't believe, obviously Chicago looked like they were going to be tanking up for a top draft pick, which I don't think that they're directly tanking, but now that they're starting to win a little bit, they'll still have a somewhat draft pick, I feel like. Either a late lottery or most likely right outside the lottery. So I really think the fact that adding a new rookie, the players that they've been getting, and with Zach LaVine coming back, they easily could become one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, not really the whole NBA. But guys, tell me what you guys' thoughts are on the Chicago Bulls. Do you think the fact that they're going to be a top team in the Eastern Conference this year, next year, or do you think the fact that this is just all a sort of a rise of just a little slide of them winning and they'll go back to a losing ways again? Now, obviously that's easily possible with the way that the team is not fully talented completely, and with obvious problems with just the way that the team had been before, most importantly with last year being just a very inconsistent team. So tell me what you guys' thoughts are, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to become part of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.